You know that feeling, right? That scratchy tag in your shirt, maybe a seam that just digs in.
Oh, yeah. Or like a waistband that's a bit too tight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or a fabric that feels weirdly clammy. It's annoying, maybe distracting. You might fiddle with it, maybe even change your shirt. But what if that little irritation was like 100 times stronger?
Or even 1,000 times.
Yeah. What if that tiny scratch felt like actual pain or just overwhelming distress?
Well, for a lot of autistic people, that's pretty much what clothing sensitivity feels like.
And that's what we're diving into today, clothing sensitivity in autism.
And it's surprisingly common. I mean, studies show anywhere from, 42% up to maybe 88% of autistic individuals experience tactile defensiveness.
Wow, 88%, that's huge.
It is. And this isn't just, preferring cotton over wool. It's a really fundamental difference in how their brain is processing the sense of touch.
Okay, so when you say tactile defensiveness, how is that really different from me just, I don't know, not liking the feel of polyester? What makes the brain processing part so distinct?
That's a really key question. Imagine if the volume dial for your sense of touch was just cranked way up permanently.
Okay.
So even a really soft fabric brushing against your skin might feel like a shout, sensory-wise.
Right, overwhelming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's closer to what too much sensory input can be like. Their nervous system is wired differently in how it processes touch. What feels normal to us can send these incredibly strong signals.
So even things we think are soft.
Yeah, even soft things can feel intensely unpleasant. A shirt tag might register as genuinely sharp, or seams can feel rough, really abrasive against the skin. It's not a choice, it's neurological.
That volume knob analogy really makes it click. So our mission for this deep dive is to unpack what clothing sensitivity really means.
And why it happens.
Right, why it happens, how it affects daily life, and maybe most importantly, what practical things, what strategies and supports can actually make a difference.
Because knowing this stuff can really empower people.
Totally. Whether you're family, a caregiver, a teacher, or honestly just curious, it's about helping foster comfort and participation. Okay, let's unpack this.
Sounds good.
So at its simplest then, clothing sensitivity is when some clothes feel incredibly uncomfortable, maybe even painful.
Because the brain is just perceiving touch differently, more intensely.
And the usual suspects are things like specific fabrics, those awful itchy tags we mentioned,
Tags.
rough seams, or just clothes that are too tight.
And thinking about those triggers, like the tags or tight waistbands, it really underscores the difference between just a preference and this sensory experience.
Yeah.
Like, most of us have clothes we don't love, right? I got this one sweater, the wool's just, no.
Yeah, me too.
But for autistic individuals, the reaction is often way, way stronger. It's not just mild discomfort.
It's that overwhelming input you talked about.
Exactly. It can cause real distress, sometimes meltdowns, or intense anxiety. And that sensory overload can hit fast.
Leading to strong reactions.
Yeah, or just this urgent need to get the clothing off. It's really not about style or being difficult.
Okay, so if we were, say, watching someone dealing with this, what might we actually see? What are the physical signs?
Well, you might see outright refusal to wear certain clothes. Sometimes they might only wear one specific type of clothing, or even the exact same outfit over and over.
And that's not stubbornness, you're saying?
Definitely not.
Yeah.
It's a direct response to how uncomfortable it feels. They might also rip bothersome clothes off quickly.
Like pull-it collars, cuffs.
Yeah, or waistbands. Or kick off shoes and socks the minute they can just to get away from the feeling.
Okay.
You might also see visible signs like fidgeting, pulling at the fabric, maybe stiffening their body, pulling away if you try to touch the fabric on them.
Making faces.
Making faces, absolutely. And for younger kids especially, it can escalate. Yelling, crying, loud protests.
It's interesting, though. You hear about some autistic individuals preferring really tight or heavy clothes, like for a calming effect.
Right, like compression clothing or weighted vests.
But then others want completely loose, soft clothes and hate anything restrictive. That seems like a contradiction. Why the difference?
Yeah, that's a great point, and it really shows how individual autism is. Some people are hypersensitive, touch is just too much, so loose clothes minimize that input.
Okay, less contact.
Exactly. But others might be hyposensitive, meaning they actually seek more sensory input. For them, the tight or weighted clothes provide that deep pressure that feels calming and organizing to their nervous system.
Ah, so it's about meeting different sensory regulation needs.
Precisely. It depends entirely on the individual's unique sensory profile.
I hadn't thought about it that way. And these signs, they probably change a bit with age, right?
They do. Young kids might cry or tantrum. Older kids, teens,
Yeah.
maybe they start avoiding social things if it means wearing uncomfortable clothes.
Or get frustrated, or just stick to that one single outfit.
Mhm. And adults find ways to cope, too. Maybe choosing jobs with flexible dress codes or planning activities around clothing comfort. But the core issue, that sensory difference, stays pretty consistent.
So, stepping back, what's really driving these reactions? Why does this happen? The big one seems to be sensory processing.
Yeah, that's usually the primary factor. Many autistic people are, like we said, hypersensitive to touch. Their brains are just wired differently for processing senses.
So, even a soft tag can genuinely feel painful or overwhelming, not just annoying.
Right. Temple Grandin talks about this really clearly, how scratchy clothes could really hurt her. It just highlights how that filtering of touch information is different.
And beyond the direct feel of the clothes, you mentioned routine.
Yes, that's another big piece. Many autistic individuals really thrive on routine and predictability. Things staying the same feels safe,
So, wearing the same clothes.
offers that sense of safety, that familiarity. It helps avoid unexpected textures or styles that new clothes bring.
It's not about being rigid just for the sake of it.
Not at all. It often comes from a deep need for order, for knowing what to expect. So, changing clothes, even if the new item is technically comfortable.
The change itself can be upsetting.
Exactly. Because it disrupts that needed predictability.
That makes a lot of sense. And we keep saying it, but it's so important. Everyone's different.
Absolutely critical. Every autistic person has unique sensory needs. Some might notice every single scene, others, not so much.
But there are common threads, right? Preferences for soft, stretchy stuff like cotton or bamboo.
Generally, yes. And dislikes often include rougher fabrics, synthetics maybe. Sensitivity to weight or warmth is also common.
Which explains why things like tagless shirts, seamless socks, elastic waistbands, Velcro, why they can be such game changers.
They reduce those unpredictable, potentially irritating sensory inputs. Makes dressing much less of a battle.
And this isn't just about getting dressed in the morning. It really ripples out into daily life, doesn't it? The emotional side.
Oh, hugely. Imagine dealing with constant discomfort from your clothes. It can lead to ongoing worry, stress, more frequent meltdowns, maybe quick mood shifts.
Starting every day irritated. That sounds exhausting.
It really can be. And it makes routines like dressing, even bathing sometimes, incredibly stressful. Not just for the person, but for their caregivers too.
And then there's the social impact.
Definitely. Clothing issues can really get in the way of joining group activities. If you're having a meltdown because your uniform feels awful, it's hard to participate.
And it can lead to feeling embarrassed, maybe isolated if other people don't get it.
Think about school. An unbearable uniform could totally wreck concentration. We hear about kids missing sports or special events because the gear just feels impossible to wear.
So sensory-friendly clothing isn't just about comfort, it's about inclusion.
Absolutely. It directly impacts confidence and the ability to actually be part of things. That's huge for well-being and development.
And for families, caregivers, the practical side must be tough.
It presents a lot of challenges. Dealing with refusal to wear new things, sticking to those rigid routines, spending extra time hunting for suitable clothes.
Or sitting there cutting out every single tag.
Yep. It can be tiring. But, breaking down dressing into smaller steps helps. Offering choices, using positive reinforcement, maybe rewards. Those things can lower the stress for everyone.
Okay, so let's talk management. How do we start? Clothing choices seem like the obvious first step. What are we looking for in sensory-friendly?
It's really about turning down that sensory volume knob we talked about. So soft, breathable fabrics are key. Think cotton, bamboo.
Tagless shirts, seamless socks.
Definitely. Flat seams that don't rub. Looser clothes, especially waistbands that don't dig in. And easy closures can make a big difference. Velcro, magnets, maybe side zippers.
Simple things.
Sometimes even just wearing a soft, thin undershirt can create a buffer against a less comfortable outer layer.
Are there specific brands people look for?
Yeah, some mainstream places like Target have options now. And then there are specialized brands like Smart Knit Kids for socks or Calmwear. The main goal is natural, stretchy, loose fabrics, comfort and movement without that sensory overload.
That's super practical. Okay, so beyond buying the right clothes, what about simple modifications, things people can do themselves?
It's amazing how much relief some simple tweaks can bring. Tags and seams are the obvious ones.
Cut them out?
Cut them out carefully, yeah. Or buy tagless to begin with. Some people wear clothes inside out if the seams are smoother that way.
Oh, interesting.
Or you can trim rough spots, iron them down, maybe even sew a little patch of soft fabric over an irritating seam.
And washing. Does that help?
Yeah, definitely. Washing new clothes multiple times can really soften them up. Using fabric softener or gentle soap helps too. And those tight elastic bands on cuffs or waists, sometimes just carefully stretching them out a bit can make a difference.
Small changes, big impact, potentially. And involving the person themselves must be crucial.
Absolutely key. Taking them shopping, letting them actually feel the fabrics, try things on if possible, that empowers them.
Giving choices, too, like this shirt or that one.
Yes. Giving choices between outfits or fabrics helps them feel more in control, maybe more willing to try something new. It's about really listening to their likes and dislikes.
And introducing new things slowly.
Very slowly. Maybe just wear it for 5 minutes the first time. Lots of praise. And simple features like Velcro or snaps aren't just about comfort. They boost independence too. That builds confidence.
Which leads us to other strategies, maybe things needing professional help. This is where OTs come in.
Exactly. Occupational therapy offers specialized techniques to help regulate that sensory system. Things like the Wilbarger brushing protocol.
Brushing.
Yeah, it's a specific technique using a dry brush on certain parts of the body. It has to be taught and guided by a trained OT, though.
Right, not just randomly brushing.
Definitely not.
Dead.
Done correctly, it can help calm the nervous system and improve how the brain processes touch. Done wrong, it could make things worse.
Okay, what else?
Sensory bins containers with things like rice or sand for safe tactile exploration helps desensitize the skin gradually.
Like playing, but therapeutic.
Kind of, yeah. Then there's gradual exposure, wearing tricky clothes for short, increasing periods. Firm pressure techniques can be calming too.
Like hugs. Or weighted blankets?
Gentle hugs, squeezes, yes.
Yeah.
Weighted blankets or lap pads, compression shirts or vests. These give that deep input some people find organizing.
And sensory diets.
That's a personalized plan of sensory activities throughout the day. It helps balance the nervous system, making it easier to cope with challenges like clothing. But again, always consult an OT before trying new sensory strategies.
Because it's so individual.
So individual.
Yeah.
And the goal isn't just getting used to it. It's more like helping the brain rewire itself a bit to process that sensory input differently, turning a threat signal into something neutral.
Wow, literally rewiring. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So underneath all these strategies, the real foundation seems to be empathy and patience, especially for caregivers.
Absolutely crucial. Just understanding that these reactions are real. They're not manipulative or attention-seeking. That builds so much trust.
And patience lets you observe, adapt routines.
Right. Lots of caregivers say that once they understood the tactile sensitivity, they could create better environments, reduce stress, and build a stronger connection. Clear, kind communication is vital too.
Helping the person express their needs.
Exactly. Listening right away if someone says, "This hurts," asking about preferences, letting them choose, trying new things slowly with praise, offering sensory tools, maybe suggesting an OT consult. It ensures they feel heard and respected.
And if things are still really tough, professional help is there. What kinds of services are we talking about?
Well, therapy like ABA or OT can provide direct support. They assess sensory needs, create plans, suggest sensory diets.
They also help with practical clothing strategies.
Yes, recommending specific types like tagless or seamless, guiding gradual introduction of textures. They might also advise on sensory toolkits, using picture schedules for dressing, calming items, or even environmental tweaks like lighting or quiet spaces.
Resources, too.
Yeah, there were webinars, expert Q&As, support groups for caregivers, online communities, lots of places to share experiences and get advice.
So for someone listening, maybe wondering if they need more support, when is it time to seek that professional help? What are the signs?
Key indicators would be consistent meltdowns or major upset during dressing, specifically around textures or tags.
If it's disrupting daily routines.
Severely disrupting them, yes. If there's a lot of anxiety or challenging behavior linked to sensory overload from clothes, if the person seems constantly in pain or restless because of their clothing.
Or if it's affecting focus, like at school.
Definitely. Difficulty focusing or participating because the clothing discomfort is just too distracting. While simple changes, tagless, loose, adaptive clothes often help a lot.
If they aren't enough.
Then professional guidance is really the next step. Sometimes medical support like deep pressure garments or weighted clothing might be considered, but always with a therapist or doctor involved.
Okay. So wrapping up, we've really seen that clothing sensitivity is a genuine, significant sensory processing difference. It's not just preference, definitely not stubbornness.
Not at all. And it has this profound impact on daily life.
But the good news is there are so many effective strategies available.
Right. Lots of ways to manage it.
And if we zoom out a bit, understanding these sensory differences, it doesn't just build empathy, it can actually drive innovation.
How so?
In design, think about it, fashion, public spaces, everyday products. Recognizing that people experience the world differently pushes us to create things that are more comfortable, more accommodating for everyone.
So it leads to greater inclusivity.
Exactly. It's about designing a world that works better for more people. And fundamentally, with the right support and understanding, life for individuals with clothing sensitivity can become much calmer and easier. So as you think about everything we've discussed, maybe consider, how might this change how you look at discomfort? Not just in clothing, but maybe those unseen sensory challenges that many people navigate every single day. We really hope you continue your learning journey on this.